the team that I'm with, just looking at how hard they're working and how hard they're trying as well, and I can help them out as well, is what gives me like joy and motivation as well. So
Vitality is coming off, unfortunately, a difficult game against SK Gaming, but overall still a positive week. Hylissang, how are you feeling after this week?
yeah, I mean, right now I'm pretty sad since we just got stumped by SK, and I have a bit of mixed feelings. I feel like our first game was very shaky, but we won. Then the second game was very solid, and we won. And this game was very not solid, and we lost. So, yeah, I feel like we're like we can do everything. So it's kind of like hard to get am I happy, am I sad, like what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, overall, maybe some people could say like the draft was a bit difficult today. What do you feel went wrong?
Honestly, I think we were happy with draft. We probably underestimated them a bit to what scale they can punish us, and I feel like they did a really good job of playing better than us with the draft they had. I don't think the draft was weaker. I feel like we were really not comfortable like executing what we had to do, so our draft started working because we never got to that point. But I think they played pretty good, and I think we also didn't play good just because we were like having very like scaling composition, right? So we didn't take the windows that we had to take to make our composition like go to late game. So I feel like they played good, and I feel like we didn't take our windows as well.
Still, overall, this is a pretty good start to the split. You guys are now 2-1. I know in the winter split, especially, the start was a bit difficult, and then you still like managed to get a few wins and get on board, even if maybe the playoffs didn't end up going as you expected. Do you feel like Vitality in spring is stronger than in winter? Are you excited for the team's prospect for the rest of the split?
Yeah, I'm excited for sure. I feel like I want to say we're stronger, um, but I don't know. I'm sure we're stronger at some things for sure because we learned a lot in scrims and practice, right? So we learned a lot of new concepts, and we're like implementing them in the game, and I can see a lot of improvement. But I don't know if we're like I would like to believe we're stronger, but I don't know for sure just because like every game is a bit random.
Do you have a specific point you think you improved over the two splits? Maybe communication or something?
I mean, one of them is communication, and for sure, and the other one is just using fog of war and how much information we give to the enemy. Is something that we really worked on.
So I have a specific question for you. You started your career in about like 2014. Back then, you flew to Insomnia with your brother, I think, when you didn't even speak very well
English.
English in general.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays, you've been playing in the LEC for, I think, about almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
So, how do you keep yourself motivated to still play these days? And what do you foresee for your career? Do you still see yourself playing for a long time?
I want to believe that. I don't really see when or yeah, I don't see when I'm gonna end. I just want to keep going and do what I enjoy doing, and I feel like that's what has kept me in the scene for so long, just because I like what I'm doing, and if you like what you're doing and you're good at it, then it's working out, right? And that gives me motivation, and also like the team that I'm with, just looking at how hard they're working and how hard they're trying as well, and I can help them out as well, is what gives me like joy and motivation as well. So I'm really happy right now with Vitality, and um, with the guys that we're having, that I can try to give them a bit from what I've been taught throughout the years through many players and coaches. So um, that gives me joy and motivation. So yeah.
Do you have some sort of pro player bucket list in a way of like things you want to accomplish before your career ends someday, even if it's still some years away?
I mean, winning Worlds is one of them. I
Yeah.
hope that happens one day. I haven't really thought about like like too many goals, but just being one of the best supports in Europe and the best team in Europe for sure. Going to international events and like showing off that we can do well in Europe is one of my goals and has always been.
And I mean, since you've been playing for so long as well, over the years, you've both had a lot of compliments and criticism as well from outside parties. And I just want to ask overall, how do you manage all these fan expectations, the feedback that you receive? Does it affect you when people criticize you, or do you just carry on as a...
Yeah, usually doesn't really affect me, but sometimes it's getting too much, and I've recently just decided that I'm kind of like staying away from social media just because I don't think I can get like positively impacted. I mostly get negatively impacted, and I feel like this is not what I need. And I'm sure there's a lot of fans that support me, but with a lot of fans comes a lot of haters too. So I don't really want to bother with them too much, just because they do only harm, right? So I'm very grateful for all the fans, of course, supporting me, and I'm trying to give them joy still. Mm, but yeah, I'm kind of trying to stay away from social media, Twitter mainly, and just try to focus on my game and give them not a 0-6 Nautilus like today.
Yeah, makes sense. It was obviously a bit of a difficult day, but that aside, still, Vitality's chances are looking quite good right now. Do you have a specific goal for this year with this team? Is it just going to Worlds or even further than that?
Yeah, Worlds is a good go just because I think VIT and Photon and Douglas have never been to Worlds, right? So me and Kazi hopefully will try to get them there. I think that's a pretty reasonable goal. And yeah, I think Vitality has been only once to Worlds, if I'm not mistaken, and that will be very big for organization. So
Yeah, I think it was the Yamato lineup, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
Yamato, Kabo, Jizuke, I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this lineup. So I would like that to happen, and I think it's doable for sure.
I know that Thresh was one of your favorite picks over the years, but it's been a few years since we've seen Thresh in the meta overall. What do you think is the reason behind that? Do you think that Riot could do anything to make Thresh a bit more meta for pro play again?
And Thresh was already buffed on live patch, which we are already playing, but the buff didn't do much just because they buffed E, like max rank E, which is completely useless. You never go to level 18 Thresh, right? And ultimate cooldown was 20 seconds down, which is something, but I don't think it's what he needed. But I think Thresh is still pretty strong, especially in solo queue right now. I enjoy playing it a lot, but requires you to have, I think it's really hard jump, and you can die very easily with him. So just in competitive, it's a bit harder just because it's not very reliable in a way, unless you do the lantern flash combo with your jungler. That's reliable, but other than that, I feel like it's not like an Nautilus more straightforward. You just flash out the dark or Blitzcrank flash E. You know, there's something more reliable than flash play, and I feel like there's for sure spots for him to be picked, but people in competitive rely more on like what's meta and what's more like straightforward than having trash, which is sad honestly, because I like the champ a lot.
Next week you are facing Madeline's Core, Rogue, and Fnatic. What's the score next week? Just hot take. Is it a 3-0 or?
It's 0-3. No, I'm joking. No, but these are kind of strong teams, so
Yeah.
I think I would like it to be like 2-1, but it will be a hard week, and yeah, uh, depends on the day, but I feel like all these three teams are pretty solid right now, including Rogue, even though I think they were 0-2. I don't know if they won today, but I think they were pretty good in scrims at least, and Fnatic and Madlands are also solid teams, so it will be a hard week.
Well, thank you very much for your time in any case. I hope that you have a good week next week against these teams. Still a pretty decent lineup, but you should be able to do it. We
I believe as well.
Vitality fans definitely believe in you as well. But yeah, so thank you very much for your time. I hope you have a great night, and I hope to talk to you again soon.
Thank you. You too. Bye bye.
Thank you so much for watching this video. The viewers like you are the reason why I make these. And if you ended up liking the content you just watched, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, and also following me on Twitter if you like. I will see you around maybe next week, maybe next month, who knows, when there's some more interviews coming and other content. Okay, you can click off the video now, you don't have to stick around.